Hey guys, GSP on GSP Talk Sports here, and we're talking football preview round 30. Goes down this weekend, Saturday 14th, Sunday 15th, and Monday 16th March. And starting in the EPL, we have 19th place Burnley versus 9th place Bournemouth. And Burnley are coming off that 2-0 loss to Everton. Bournemouth coming off a 0-0 draw with Brentford. Burnley are winless in 10, and they have some good draws against Liverpool, Chelsea, Spurs, Man U, trying to climb out of the relegation zone there. Bournemouth, on the other hand, they are unbeaten in 8, looking to move up the table into the European spots. And I'm going to predict a Bournemouth win in this one, Bournemouth versus Burnley. And moving on, we have Sunderland in 11th versus Brighton in 14th. Sunderland were high flying in 11th. Now they're coming off a 1-0 loss to Port Vale in the FA Cup. And Brighton coming off a 1-0 loss to Arsenal. And we know Sunderland are unbeaten in 9 at home versus Brighton. Brighton has the informed Mr. Danny Welbeck with 10 goals. And they can move above Sunderland with a win here. So good motivation for Brighton. I'm going with a draw though in this one, Sunderland versus Brighton. Then we have Arsenal in first versus Everton in 8th. Arsenal are coming off the 1-1 draw with Leverkusen in the Champions League. Everton are coming off a 2-0 win over Burnley. And Everton have won, in the last 5 matches, they have won 3, lost 2. So they're a bit on the up at the moment. And Arsenal, we know, are beaten in the last 6 versus Everton. I'm going to go with a draw, though. We're going to go with Everton nicking a draw at the Emirates. So let's see. And we have Chelsea in 5th versus Newcastle in 12th. Chelsea and Liverpool level on points. Chelsea just above on goal difference. Chelsea coming off a big 5-2 loss to PSG, Alex. Newcastle coming off the 1-1 draw with Barca. Well done, Newcastle there. Newcastle are on a high after that, so they're on 6 games unbeaten in the Champions League. They have a good streak going there. But we know Gomes is injured, and even with that, they got the draw against Barca. And Chelsea are looking to bounce back after that heavy defeat before they play PSG again. And I usually go with a Chelsea win, but in this one, I'm going with a draw. Yeah, so let's see Chelsea versus Newcastle. And we have West Ham in 18th versus City in 2nd place. West Ham coming off the 2-2 draw with Brentford. They're trying to climb out of relegation. They can do it with a win here and with a Forest slip-up. They'll be out of relegation for the first time since the beginning of the season. City are coming off the 3-0 loss to Real. So we know they have to try and bounce back there, get back some pride. They are 7 points behind Arsenal in the title race and just trying to keep pace. I'm going to go with a City win versus West Ham. Continuing Saturday in Serie A, we have Inter in first versus Atalanta in 7th, and Inter coming off the 1-0 loss to AC Milan last time out. Atalanta coming off a 6-1 loss to Bayern Munich, and they have no clean sheet in 7. Inter have no goals in the last 2, by the way. But I'm still going to go with an Inter win. Inter win in Italy here on the Saturday. Moving on. Continuing with the Saturday in Italy again, we have Udinese in 11 versus my team Juve. For Juve in 6th. Udinese coming off a 2-2 draw with Atalanta. And Juve coming off a 4-0 win over Pisa. Juve have 12 goals in the last 5. Better up and down type of form, and Udinese beat Napoli and Roma recently, so there won't be no easy side to get over, but I'm going to go with a Juve win. Come on Juve, climb up that table for Champions League spots there. Continuing Saturday in La Liga, we have Real Madrid in 2nd versus Elche in 17th, and Real coming off the big 3-0 thrashing of City. Elche coming off a 2-1 loss to Villarreal. Real on a big high, and they have 11 clean sheets in La Liga, by the way. And even without Bellingham and Mbappe still being injured, we know that they will be up for it, trying to keep pace with Barca here after getting lead and handing it back over to Barca. Elche are winless in 11, so I'm hoping that streak continues. Ala Madrid. And moving on to Sunday, we have in the EPL, we have Palace in 13th versus Leeds in 15th. Palace coming off a 0-0 in conference draw. Leeds coming off the 3-0 win over Norwich in FA Cup. Leeds are underperforming recently, but they have won. They beat Palace just in December. Palace have won 3 out of their last 5. So after struggling a bit, they kind of catch back a little form. I'm going to go with a Palace win in this one. Palace versus Leeds. Then we have Man U in third versus Villa in fourth. Man U coming off a 2-1 loss to Newcastle. Villa coming off a 1-0 win over Lille in Europa. Villa knows a win would take them back up to third above Man U. Man U in a good run of form here. Carrick with 6 wins out of 8. Villa, by the way, they extended the 6 win straight in Europe. I'm going to go with a Villa win. Villa versus Man U, Villa win. And then we have Forest in 17th versus Fulham in 10th. Forest coming off the 1-0 loss in Europa. Fulham coming off a 1-0 loss to Southampton in the FA Cup. Fulham have no clean sheet in the last 14. And we know Harry Wilson is injured. Forest have lost the last 4 versus Fulham. But in this one, I'm going to go to a Forest win. Forest versus Fulham, a Forest win. And we have the big one here, Liverpool versus Spurs, 6 versus 16th. We have Liverpool coming off the 1-0 loss to Galatasaray in the Champions League. Spurs coming off a 5-2 loss to Atletico Madrid in Champions League as well. They are just 1 point above relegation, so they need to get some form going in the league. They have no clean sheet in 7. Liverpool have the chance to go 4th if other results go their way. And I hoping that Liverpool can bounce back and we get a Liverpool win in this one. Liverpool to win. They were unfortunate against Galatasaray, had a goal disallowed. Normal thing for the season, had a lot of chances and just couldn't convert on the day. So Liverpool win here. And then Sunday in La Liga, we have Barca in 1st versus Sevilla in 14th. Barca coming off a 1-1 draw with Newcastle. Sevilla coming off the 1-1 draw with Rayo Vallecano. Sevilla just 6 goals in the last 5 and they've conceded the most amount of penalties in La Liga. Barca, we know they have 11 clean sheets and they have in recent form 4 wins, 1 draw. Have to go to Barca win here. Always hoping that Barca could lose, but have to go to Barca win. And then Monday, we have the lone match in the EPL, Brentford in 7th versus Wolves in 20th. Brentford coming off a 2-2 draw with West Ham. Wolves coming off the 3-1 loss to Liverpool in the FA Cup. Having beat Liverpool in a match before. We know Wolves are basically relegated, but they're fighting for pride and they have won 3 out of the last 6 big wins for Wolves there. Brentford with Mr. Thiago, he's 2nd on the goal scoring charts with 21 goals. And definitely I have to go with Brentford for this one. Brentford win versus Wolves. So that's the football preview on GSP Talk Sports. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and comment.